Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing about the disease rheumatoid arthritis. As you all know, we deal the disease explanation like a movie. So with that comparison and visualization, we can remember the concept for a long time. You see here our movie name is rheumatoid arthritis. So what we can derive from the name? Arth means joint, itis means inflammation, and rheumatism means musculoskeletal illness. So musculoskeletal illness, joint inflammation, that we can derive from the name. Now you see our movie introduction starts with how the disease is caused. Remember one thing, the disease is caused by immune system, our own immune system. It sounds strange because immune system protects us, helps us from many diseases. Now we are saying that this disease is caused because of immune system. How? Just remember one thing, okay? The villain of rheumatoid arthritis is immune system. It acts on our own body cells, on our own body organs, and that's how we get this disease. As the video goes on, you can understand like how it is happen, okay? Now, you see the first half of the disease, we discuss pathophysiology and symptoms. Before discussing pathophysiology, let us see the normal structure of a joint, how it will be. There are two bones, you just take this example, okay? This bone and this bone, there is a joint over here, right? So, there are two bones. So, between the bones, there is a joint, like we term it like it is composed of synovial membrane and articular cartilage. You see, this is articular cartilage, the ends of a bone, okay? What does it do? It is a connective tissue which acts like a protective layer or a lubricant layer simply, okay? And synovial membrane produces synovial fluid, and along with that it have blood vessels and lymphatics also. So this entire structure composes of the inner lining of a joint which helps us for a free movement, for a flexible movement of joints or bones, we can simply call it as like, okay? Now what happens? This structure got disturbed in case of this disease. How? We will see it now. You see, generally we have some genes called HLA-DR1. HLA means human leukocyte antigen, DR1 human leukocyte antigen, DR4 genes in our body generally, okay? The persons who got triggered these genes because of some environmental factors, like it can be smoking or it can be some because of an infection, it can be anything, who got triggered by these genes, they get this disease. What happens here? You see, there are some cells, I can call it as like proteins, okay? There are some proteins like type 2 collagen, okay? Or vimentin, etc. There are some proteins in our body, right? So these proteins, what happens when these genes got triggered, they do some modifications to these proteins. For example, there is a compound called arginine, okay? Arginine amino acid is there, okay? This arginine amino acid modify into citrulline through a process called citrullination. So that's how this disease pathophysiology starts. You have to remember that point. Now later on what happens? We are saying that this structure is damaged, means the joint space is damaged, means something is happening over there, some sort of inflammation is happening over there, some sort of you see, joint destruction is happening there. What happens? What is the relation between this and this citrullination process, etc.? Remember one thing, there is an inflammatory mediator called cytokines, right? Cytokines, inflammatory mediators will be there, right? How these cytokines, inflammatory mediators come into picture? Simple. Here arginine got converted into citrulline through a process called citrullination, right? Now our own antigens, like our own immune system, do not recognize this as self antigen. So these self antigens are taken away by antigen presenting cells and they were taken to lymph nodes. There what happens? They start activating CD4 T cells and B cells. Okay, these B cells produce autoantibodies. Okay, now what does these T cells and antibodies do? They start entering into the blood circulation and they reach the joint over here. Okay, so when the T cells reach to the joint, what happens here? They start secreting cytokines like interferon gamma, interleukin 16, interleukin 1, interleukin C, tumor necrosis factor alpha, etc. They start secreting all those inflammatory mediators and they start inflammation over there. Inflammation means what happens? The articular cartilage gets damaged, the synovial membrane along with synovial fluid, along with that blood vessels, everything gets damaged and they form pannus. Pannus over there. Pannus means, you see, this entire thing gets disturbed or damaged. So now what happens? The lubricating structure or the protective cushion got damaged up. So when these bones slide against each other, it causes pain. It causes inflammation. We discussed the symptoms. Now what? It causes pain, it causes symptoms, it causes joint destruction, it causes articular cartilage damage, it causes synovial membrane damage, everything. So that's how we discuss the symptoms. So symptoms, coming to symptoms, what happens here? You see, hallmark features or salient features, I can call it as like. Similarities will be there. So if you get this side, here also you'll get this side. So that thing you can observe in case of rheumatoid arthritis. Majorly they attack metacarpophalangeal joints, metatarsophalangeal joints, or proximal interphalangeal joints, or distal interphalangeal joints. Majorly they attack these things, or they can also attack the shoulders, ankles, elbows, everything, every possible joint they can attack. And we get pain, we get stiffness, particularly morning stiffness. In case of symptoms, morning stiffness will be the salient feature in case of rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, you remember those points. And of course, redness, swollen things, those are common. Okay, now coming to interval. Interval, we discuss about diagnosis or diagnostic reports. So what points we discuss generally? You see, remember 2 points: rheumatoid factor and anticyclic citrullinated protein antibodies or peptide antibodies, we can call it as like. These things we observe in blood. What are these things? We told one thing earlier. What? T cells and antibodies enter into blood circulation and they reach the joint space, right? These T cells, they start producing inflammatory mediators, cytokines, etc. Antibodies are there now. Antibodies, what they'll do? They will attack the rheumatoid factor and anti-CCPs. What are these rheumatoid factor? This rheumatoid factor is also antibody. They attack the modified anti-IgM and also this arginine citrulline, that modified proteins are there now. There they go and attack. Okay, that's how these 2 things can be observed in case of blood. So diagnostic reports, if you get positive to rheumatoid factor and anti-CCP, you are going to have rheumatoid arthritis disease. Okay, I am making it very clear. Now coming to second half, you got the disease. Now what happens? You have to go to the treatment, right? Okay, because this disease has no cure, complete cure. You have to go through the drugs. But remember, while using the drugs for this disease, you should have patience. Why? Why we should have patience? These drugs do not give instant benefit. We have to wait for months to get remission, to get cured. I mean, like, to get the symptoms down. For example, as soon as you get this disease, the physicians will start giving NSAIDs. Okay, NSAIDs can be of your physician's choice. They can give ibuprofen, they can give diclofenac. It's up to their choice. Okay, they will give. We have to wait for 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, to observe the symptoms, whether they're coming down or not. Then after, we have to give DMARDs. DMARDs means disease modifying anti-rheumatic drugs. the most common drug is methotrexate. We will generally give that methotrexate with a dose of 7.5 to 25 mg. It is a weekly dose, okay? Weekly we'll give once. But remember, when you are using methotrexate, you have to simultaneously give folic acid supplement of 5 mg before 12 hours or after 12 hours of this methotrexate drug. Because giving this folic acid supplement, it decreases the adverse effects or side effects that are caused due to methotrexate. So that is the only reason, okay? Along with this methotrexate, the physicians can also give other DMARDs like sulfasalazine, hydroxychloroquine. It's up to their choice, okay? Sometimes they give in combinations. If one is not working, sometimes they give in combinations. And coming to third class, biologics. Biologics are really important because they directly act on inflammatory mediators like cytokines, like interleukins, interferons, tumor necrosis factor. These drugs act on them and they suppress, okay? For example, you take anakinra example, they suppress interleukin 1. Suppose you take adalimumab or taclizumab, or you can also take some drugs regarding biologics. They act and suppress T cells, B cells and tumor necrosis factor, okay? Abatacept, okay, infliximab. These drugs are there regarding biologics. You just go through them in detail, but if you know the pathophysiology, you can understand this. There is nothing much to remember. Now, glucocorticoids. If the patient is not getting benefit after using for 3 months or 4 months, okay, now they start giving glucocorticoids. Even they can also give prednisolone tablet. Initially they'll give 40 to 60 mg per kg, okay? Sorry, 40 to 60 mg they'll give initially. But later they have to taper the dose because it is not advisable thing to use prednisolone at a higher dose, 40 to 60 mg. Generally we'll give 5 mg to 10 mg for older patients also, okay? Because we should not get addicted of using this drug, prednisolone. And coming to DMARDs and NSAIDs. NSAIDs I told you we use for 2 to 4 weeks, right? Then we have to observe. Whereas DMARDs like methotrexate, etc., we have to use for 5 to 6 weeks and then we have to observe whether symptoms are coming down or not. If the symptoms are coming down, we can continue using that drug. If the symptoms are not coming down, you have to shift to other drug or you can go to combination. It's up to the physician's choice. But you have to have patience. That's why I told this drug do not give instant benefits, okay? Now, climax. So finally we came to climax. Like, what do we discuss in climax? I told you patient counseling or preventive measures. There is no preventive measures to not get attacked by this rheumatoid arthritis, because it's like I told you, autoimmune disorder. We don't know when this will happen. So there is no preventive measure. But if at all you get the disease, you have to do certain things. Like you have to stop smoking if you have smoking habit. Okay, because environmental factors triggering will be there now, I told you. So you have to stop smoking if you have smoking habit, and also you have to take care certain things like, you see, don't do vigorous exercises, you do small exercises, okay? Because those small exercises can help you to move in a very flexible way, and also those morning stiffness can be reduced slowly because of small exercises. I mean, like small amount of period you can do it for, okay? That is one thing you have to remember. And make sure that you are using the drugs exactly like how the physician described, because if you do not use the drugs, you cannot observe the symptoms coming down, okay? That is one point you need to remember. Yeah, so that's it regarding this rheumatoid arthritis. We'll be discussing osteoarthritis also. I'll keep the link in the description. You just go through the osteoarthritis after you check out this rheumatoid arthritis, so you can compare both the things, okay? It's like a very interesting, a small video only regarding osteoarthritis. So that's how. If you have any doubts, you can just drop them in the comment box. I'm always there to answer them. Thank you. Have a good day.